obviously you're looking forward now to next week, the rescheduled Poc Fada, which was due to take place. You had travelled up to the mountains, and unfortunately the weather just beat it a couple of weekends ago.
Yeah, I think it was very unfortunate. Like the day before, the sun was shining, it was nice and calm, and then 6-7 o'clock hit on the Saturday, and it just heavens opened up, and it wasn't possible to go out there and poke a ball in the mountain. It wouldn't have been. They even sent up civil service up there to check it out, or and it just wasn't possible. There's a ravine there, and you wouldn't be able to go over it at all. It wasn't safe.
Well, Brendan Cummins is the man to try and catch, and he's almost the undisputed king of the mountains. He's a fantastic record. And you were telling us off air, he has a style that seems to just work well for the final as well.
Well, it's just a style of puck. The hurlers can go up in the air, and as you can imagine up there, it's extremely windy. And I found last year when I wound the hurl up to hit a long puck, the wind was taking the hurl, but like even just seeing Brendan as throughout his career, his strike with balls is fantastic, and like up there, it's not how far you can hit the ball, it's how consistent you can hit the ball far.
How does it work exactly for those who don't know? Because I remember when you were Leinster a few years ago, it was down in Carlow, and it was literally like a drag race. You just had to hit the ball a distance in as few pucks as you could. But strategy comes into it far more in the All-Ireland final when it comes to this terrain.
Yeah, like you're pucking the ball there into it could either be into a wet area, a marshy area, or it could be gorse, and the gorse could be up to as far as your waist, and you don't want to be pucking a ball like standing with your feet planted in the ground, waist high in gorse. There are flat patches you try and aim for, but you don't want to go off course. If you go 5 yards off course every single puck, multiply it by 50 pucks, and that's 250 yards you're compensating just to try and get a good lie. So it's getting the balance between placing the ball and getting distance straight down the line.
This year Leinster was a little bit closer to the actual structure of the final, though. I presume that's a help to have got to go at a course that's going to be similar.
It was, yeah. It was up there in the Hill of Hoth, and there was, as I said, gorse, and there was trees, and there was obviously the terrain was quite similar. The strategies was a bit different. There was a few kind of half pucks involved, but it was definitely a much better format than the previous years, and I think all the competitors can say, like, if you done well in the Hill of Hoth, you deserve to be in the final, whereas some lads kind of felt aggrieved. I know my playing partner from Wexford, he had won before in the Curragh and then didn't win the road puck, and he was saying he didn't feel he got a fair crack at the whip, and some players would have felt that. I was lucky to get through in the road puck, and I went on from there, but some players would have fancied themselves to beat me if it was a normal long puck, and they could feel that way,
Were you a little bit disappointed with how last year went, because you'd been fourth up in the Cooley Mountains before, and then you were a bit back down the field this time last year?
Yeah, finished sixth there, just behind Killian from Offaly, and I wasn't happy at all. I was actually in second place after the first length with the wind, and then the second part, which is probably the toughest part, there was a hurricane blowing straight across, and I hit one bad puck and went 100 yards off course, and I was literally pucking into a hurricane as opposed to pucking across it for the whole. I lost 4 or 5 pucks in that part, and I knew myself that I was gone from there, and the head just dropped, and once the head drops, it's very hard to keep your head up there,
Does that mean if the weather changes midway through, it could destroy your round at this as well? Say if a heavy wind just picks up while you're up there.
Yeah, because I was out third or fourth last year, and I think Cummins is out. He's out 12 because he's defending champion, and there's a difference of 1 hour, I think, between the first competitor and the last competitor. So if a shower rain falls early and he hasn't started off yet, or at the same time if we get in and a heavy shower rain falls, there's a bit of luck involved. I think the wind did pick up when I was on that second section, but it picked up for everyone, so I couldn't really complain too much.
Reminds me a bit of golf in that respect. If you can get out and post a score in the good weather, you might just get lucky in that regard.
Yeah, I said I'm out this year. I think it's number 4 major, so I'm out fourth this year. So early again, just try and go up and put a good score on the board, and then hopefully the rest of them will see that score and they'll try and put them off. But I'm under no illusions. It's going to be extremely hard.
You have a clubmate of yours as well who's representing Laois and Leinster under 16 as well.
Yeah, Alan won the under 16s there in the Hill of Hoth. He came through the Laois competition next, which is a very stiff competition there, and to come through the Hill of Hoth, he won by, I think it was 2 pucks. So fair play to him. I've seen him. He's hurling there minor, even though he's only 15 years old. He's a great lad, and he's always asking for tips and that. So I think he'll challenge hard now in this mountain.
And I'd imagine it's good to have a Laois competition as well, because you were saying a few years ago it was just a case of a guy who was selected to go up and take part. Now there's a bit of competition internally as well.
Yeah, it was done behind the Moor Park this year. It was very well organised. It was very similar to the Cooley structure, where every puck counts and every yard counts. If you were 60 yards over the line, you got compensated with that. So there's no just tapping the ball over line, go to the next stage. Every single yard that you poked, that went towards your final score. So fair play to them in Laois. They done very well this year.